Hi, and welcome to Love Doing Yoga on Wednesday. Um, what a magnificent day it is today. I hope you've enjoyed that fabulous weather. Um, and I hope you enjoy the practice that I've put together this evening. As always, throughout the practice, listen to your body, go at your own pace. Take a rest whenever you want to, and then come and catch up with us when you're ready. If you have any questions or any comments or anything you'd like me to cover in any future practices, please just put it into the comments below, and I'll be delighted to answer and to cover them. So let's begin by lying down. And allowing the legs to come out straight, palms facing upwards. Let's just begin to come into the moment. Setting aside everything that's going on in your life and in the world for the next 60 minutes. This is just about you connecting your mind with your body through your breath. Ridding yourself of all of your roles and responsibilities. You have nothing to do but spend time here, reuniting with yourself. And let's just begin to turn inward, bringing some focus onto our ankles. Thinking about directing your breath into your ankles. Just noticing how they feel. Do they both feel the same? Or slightly different to each other? And let's move on up to the knees, allowing our focus to rest here. Just paying them a little bit of attention. Thinking about directing your breath into your knees. And moving on upwards to your hips. Again, just noticing how the hips feel. Are they balanced and level? Directing your breath into your hips. And moving on upwards to your shoulders. Noticing the connection points between your shoulder blades and the mat. And your elbows. Again, just noticing that connection point with the mat. Directing your breath here. And on down to your wrists. Spending a little time here. And traveling up the body to the back of the neck, just below the head. And then bringing your attention to that point between your eyebrows. And with our focus here, let's take 3 nice rhythmic breaths, breathing in through your nose, into your belly, and out through your nose. after your next exhale, let's just bend those knees, putting the feet onto the floor, and raise the arms up behind your head. Feeling that nice stretch in the body. Noticing any points of tension here and breathing into that area, just directing your breath there. And bringing the arms down by your side, let's just lift the legs up and begin to pedal. Just noticing that movement in the joints as you pedal. And we're really just using this as a warm-up for the legs. And bringing it in the opposite direction. And then coming to stillness, letting the feet drift to the earth and allowing those knees to just fall over to the left, opening out your arms and turning your gaze to the right. And coming back through center, let's just allow those knees to flop over to the right and the gaze to the left. Hi, Natalie and Nuala, Cindy, Fanula and Sheila. Lovely to have you along this evening. I hope you had a lovely day in the sunshine, and there's about another 5, I think, on with us this evening. Lovely to have you here. Thank you for making the time, and well done to you for making the time on this lovely sunny day. And bringing those knees back to the center, allowing the arms to come down by your sides. Straightening out that left leg. Let's just step the right leg across, and you want your right knee over your left knee. So your leg is quite extended here. It's kind of a slightly peculiar place to put it. It's not a very natural place, I suppose, to put it. But what we're starting to do here is we're going to do quite a lot of work today on the hips and the shoulders. And so we're just starting to prepare the hips for that work. I can flex that foot of the extended leg, of the left leg. Taking 2 more breaths here. And then bending that right knee in. I'm going to just take hold of that right foot if you can. If you find that challenging to reach that, maybe your hamstrings are tight or your calf is tight, you can just hold on to the back of your thigh here. If you're able to reach the foot, you can think about maybe starting to straighten out that right leg as much as is comfortable for you. So keep as much of a bend as you need to. Your legs haven't really had a chance to warm up yet too much, so. Good, let's take 2 more breaths here. And bending that left
foot. No, bending that left knee, putting the left foot on the floor. Allow that right leg to come across. So the ankle is just across the left leg, the ankle of the right foot. And let's lift up that left leg. Flexing the toes on both, or flexing the feet on both legs. And the more you want to work that hip, the nearer you bring that left knee into you. So you'll feel that if you just focus on this pose. Think about drawing that left knee in towards you a little bit and feel what that does to the right hip. And when you get to just the edge, hold it there for 2 more breaths. And let's allow that left foot to drop to the ground. We're going to do a double wrap. So if you can, your right leg is over your left, and if you can wrap that right foot around again, do. This is called your eagle legs. And from here, you've done this before, we are going to just roll over to the left, open out the arms and turn that gaze to the right. So here you'll really start to feel it in that right shoulder. Nice open stretch. And with the poses that you find a little bit challenging, think about putting the effort in to make your way into the pose. And when you get there, let's just allow the breath to help us ease into the pose. One more breath here. And unraveling the legs, let's make our way back to the center, crossing our right leg still over that left leg. We're going to lift up both legs off the floor, and we want to try and keep that right knee over the left knee if we can. If you're able to reach forward to take the feet while still keeping the right knee over the left, do. If you can't quite reach the feet, that's absolutely fine. Just think about keeping that right knee over the left if you can. And let's take 2 more breaths here. And allowing the feet to come all the way down, the legs to come out straight. Raising those arms over the head for a breath. And on your next exhale, allowing the arms to come down by your side again. Let's lift that left leg across the right, having one knee over the other. So the left knee over the right knee this time, flexing that right foot. As we just begin to warm up this left leg now for that same exercise on this side. And one more breath here. And then raising up that left leg, holding on to it, either holding on to the thigh or the calf or the foot. Having the knee as bent as you want to, or if the leg is beginning to warm up, you can start to bring some straightness in if that feels right for you. Thinking about using that breath to help with any tightness. So if you feel, so I can feel here down the lower part of my hamstrings is a little bit tight. So I'm going to just direct my breath in there to help ease it out a bit. And bending up that right knee, placing the left leg across it. Flexing the left foot and lifting up that right foot off the floor. And again, from here, finding that point that's just at that edge for you, where you draw that right knee in towards the chest, just to a point that's enough for you. Allowing the shoulder blades to sink into the floor. One more breath here. And now we're going to do a double cross on this side. So the left leg is on top, crossing over the right. And then we're going to take a little turn to the right, opening out the arms and turning that gaze to the left. And again, you might be feeling it in the left shoulder or just here by the armpit. Think about directing your breath in there. Staying present in the pose. And one more breath here. And let's unravel those legs, coming back to the center, having the left leg over the right. Remember, still having one knee on top of the other if you can. And if you're able to reach your feet, great. If not, even have the arms down by your side or holding onto your thighs, whatever works for you. And again here, just noticing what you can feel in your body when you're holding your legs in this very peculiar position. It's not a way that we would generally put ourselves. And so you should really begin to notice some strange areas, some deep into the glutes, into the hips. And one more breath here. And allowing the feet to unravel as you come all the way down. Bringing both knees over to one side, just come onto your side and come up to sitting. And from here, we're going to bring the soles of our feet together in our cobbler's pose, sitting up tall here, thinking about keeping level on both seat bones, keeping those shoulders over the hips, sitting up nice and tall. Just gently moving those knees towards the earth if you can. Breathing into any areas of tightness here. One more breath. And let's leave this right leg in front and allow our left leg to come behind. So bending that left knee. And we're just going to turn towards the right. You might want to put your left hand onto your right knee to help you stay nice and upright. And coming back to center, straightening out that left leg. Let's just bring that right leg
across. Flexing both feet. And just noticing how this right knee is. Sitting up tall. One more breath. And then bringing the leg across so your right knee is over your left knee, sitting up tall here. One more breath. And now let's just draw this left leg across so we still have one knee on top of the other. Walking those feet in a little if you can. Sitting up tall into our full cow face. And with this right hand, let's just bring it behind our back, between our shoulder blades, and bring our left hand up to meet it. Up tall, sitting up tall, keeping those shoulders over the hips. And 2 more breaths. And unraveling the arms, allowing the legs to come out straight. Give them a little bit of a shake before we take it over to the other side, bringing that left leg across, flexing both feet, sitting up tall. Good. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Relaxing into this side. And then allowing this left leg to come across so it's in front of this right knee, on top of the right knee. Again, sitting up tall here. Breathing into it. One more breath as we inhale, remembering to find that length and space in the spine. And from here, bending that left leg through so that we have one knee on top of the other once more. And this time we're going to raise that left hand and bring it between our shoulder blades and bring that right hand up behind it. I find this pose really challenging. I don't know about you, so I really need to use my breath to help me ease into it. It takes a lot of effort for me to get into this position. And then when I'm here, I find the breath can just help me stay present, help me stay focused in this pose. And unraveling the arms, opening out the legs, give them a little shake. And let's roll over to come up to putting your left foot just a little bit over towards the right. And let's step the right foot behind it. And just stay in a little forward fold here. So bend those knees as much as you need to here in this forward fold with the legs crossed. Taking 2 more breaths, remembering as you inhale to find a little bit of extra space, and as you exhale, see can you go slightly deeper into that pose. 1 more breath. And bringing those legs to stand hip distance apart.
Bend those knees as we make our way all the way up to our mountain pose, our standing position. Open out those palms to face the front, standing up tall. With those lovely loosened hips. Now let's take some sun salutes to get the blood flowing. So bringing those arms up and around, reaching up tall. Let's come into a forward fold. And halfway lift, having a nice straight spine with a halfway lift, keeping the gaze on the floor as we come into a forward fold, stepping that right leg back as far back as it can go, dropping that right knee and coming all the way up. Hands down either side of the foot. Let's step back into our plank. Taking a round of breath here. And making our way down, knees, feet, chest, rolling through into a cobra and all the way up through tabletop into a downward dog. Lifting up that right leg or bringing it through whatever way works best for you to bring it to the front of the mat between your hands, dropping that left knee, open out the foot and rise all the way up for your low lunge. Hands down either side of the foot. Let's step up and come all the way up to standing. Good. Let's take that on the other side. Arms out and up and a forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold, left leg goes back, dropping the knee, open out the foot, coming up into your low lunge. And stepping back into your plank to take a round of breath here, fingers out nice and wide, micro bend in the elbows. And making your way down through knees, feet, chest, rolling through into your cobra and pushing up through chair into your dog. Don't worry here. If your knees are bent and your heels are up, that's fine. Just think about finding that length in the spine here, raising up that left leg and stepping it through. Dropping the right knee, open out the foot, coming all the way up. And hands down to step up, to come up to standing. Good. Little variation, bringing in the sun salute B, raising the arms up here and a forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold, sitting back here, bring those toes together, heels slightly apart, sitting back into your chair and raising those arms up in your chair, taking a breath. And bringing both hands down, let's step back the right leg into our low lunge. And hands down either side, coming back into your plank. Keep that micro bend in the elbows, engaging the core here. Knees, feet, chest, cobra, and up into your dog. And bringing that right leg up to the front, whatever way is good for you. Dropping, opening out that left foot, and coming up into your low lunge. And stepping up into your forward fold. Bring those toes together, heels a little bit apart as we come up into our chair on the way back. And coming down into a forward fold. Open those arms up as we come all the way up. Good. Let's take that on the other side. Forward fold. And halfway lift. Forward fold, sitting back into your chair, raising those arms up. And back down into your forward fold, stepping that left leg back, open out the knee, the foot, and come up into your low lunge. Through plank. And knees, feet, chest, cobra, into your tabletop, and all the way up into your dog. Lifting up that left leg to step it through. Dropping the right knee and coming up into a low lunge. Hands down either side of the foot, stepping that right foot up beside the left foot, toes meeting, heels a little bit apart. Let's come up into our chair. And forward fold, open those arms out as we come all the way up, bringing those feet to hip distance apart again. One more time, running through our classic sun salute, forward fold. And halfway lift. And forward fold, right leg back into our low lunge. And stepping back into the plank. Knees, feet, chest, cobra, through tabletop and all the way up into your dog. Right leg comes up in the air and steps through, dropping that left knee. Open out the foot and come all the way up. Coming forward to step the left foot forward into your forward fold, bringing those arms out as we come up. Really good. Last time on the opposite side. Arms coming up, sweeping out to the side as we come into a forward fold. And a halfway lift. Forward fold, left leg steps back. Open out the foot into your low lunge. And coming through into your plank. Knees, feet, chest, and cobra. Pushing up into your tabletop and all the way up into your dog. Let's reach forward with that left foot and drop the right knee onto the ground. Into your low lunge. Hands either side of the foot. Stepping all the way up and coming up to meet at the top in prayer. And from here, let's just open our arms out into cactus arms. So we're nice and wide here. I'll stand at the front of the mat. And I can't actually see what I'm doing here. I find this quite hard to feel. So Alan is showing me what I'm doing. And there we go. He says my arms are twisted. They're in too much. There. Okay, so we want a nice right angle between the elbow and the upper arm. And taking one more breath here. And allowing the arms to come all the way down. And I'll have to teach Alan a better way of telling me when my arms aren't quite straight. Let's move from here into our tree. So shifting the weight onto the left leg. I'm going to raise up that right leg. Find a focal point. Make your way into this pose in whatever place works for you, on your calf or up on your thigh. Standing up tall. Keep that gaze point if it feels right. Raising the arms up over the head. Open them out. It might help to think about really pulling up through the inside of that standing left thigh. One more breath here. And coming all the way down with control to stand up tall. Good. Bringing yourself up to the top of the mat. Let's raise those arms up tall
And as we bring the arms down, we're going to step this right leg back into a warrior one. So in our warrior one, we want equal weight on both feet. This left knee is over the left ankle. Both feet facing forwards, hips nice and square. And then let us raise up our left arm. And with our right arm, we're going to bring it underneath and wrap it around. Now, if you find that really difficult, you can do whatever you want. So you could maybe just put your two palms, backs of your palms, touching each other. So it's really, this is to loosen out your shoulders. So if your shoulders are tight, you might just have difficulty with this. So go to where feels it's at your edge of your extension and stretching those shoulders, lifting the elbows away from the chest, moving the palms away from the forehead. And taking one more breath here. And let's step that right foot forward, bringing those toes together, still keeping the arms in this eagle position. Heels a little bit apart. Let's sit down into our chair. And then from here, you can stay here, or if you'd like to take this to the full eagle pose, you can lift that right foot up off the floor, wrap it around that left leg, and give it a double wrap if you can. I really struggle to do a double wrap. My hips are too tight. One more breath here in this balance, really good, and unraveling, making your way up straight. Good, let's take it over to the other side. From here, shifting that weight into your right leg. Let's lift that left leg into whatever position feels right for your tree today. Just keeping it well away from your knee, bringing the hands together in prayer, standing up nice and tall. Find that gaze point, bring your focus there. If you feel right, you can begin to raise the arms up and maybe even open them out. Standing up nice and tall. Keeping the focus on the breath. And slowly bringing those hands down. And bringing the leg down with control. Good. Making your way up to that top of the mat. Feet hip distance apart. Raising those arms up. Let's step back with that left leg. And bringing the arms down. I'm hesitating because I'm hoping that I have brought you onto the opposite side. I think I have, but if this feels too familiar for you, bring it over to the other side. But I think I have brought you over to the other side. You know how bad I am at my lefts and rights. From here, bringing that right arm into the center and the left arm comes under it. Keeping equal weight in both feet. Hips nice and square, elbows away from the chest, palms away from the forehead. Taking 2 more breaths here, really staying focused in this pose. Softening into it. Keeping those arms in their eagle position, just stepping that left foot up to meet the right. Toes together, heels a little bit apart as you sit down into your chair. Good. And and either staying here, or if you want, lifting that left leg up, wrapping it around the right, double wrapping it if you can. Finding stillness, finding your focus, staying soft. And one more breath. Unraveling the legs, unraveling the arms, stretching the arms up and coming all the way forward into a nice forward fold. Breathing into this forward fold here as we begin to move our feet out, turning the toes outward. We're going to sink down, sinking down as low as is comfortable for you. If you need to raise those heels up off the floor for this, do. You want to get those elbows between the knees. Let me move to in front of you. So you want the elbows at the knees, and thinking about bringing those shoulders over the hips if you can. So you're sitting up tall here in this squat garland pose, it's called. Let's take 3 more breaths here. And as we inhale, finding that length and space in the spine, and as we exhale, just settling into the pose. And one more breath. And allowing those hands to come to the earth, making your own way down as you sit with your knees a little bent, and just drape yourself over your legs into a nice stretch, nice caterpillar pose. Just allowing it to rest here. Two more breaths. And from here, making your way down onto the mat, onto your back, hugging those knees into your chest. And just finding a bit of movement here that feels right, that your body is suggesting to you. And then bringing the feet to the mat, having the legs about hip distance apart. We're going to just lift up into a bridge. You can bring your hands underneath you here, clasping them, but keeping the hands on the mat to just help you almost use it as a lever to lift those hips up a little bit higher. One more breath here. And slowly unclasping the hands, letting yourself move down. So you're out flat once more, straightening out that left leg, taking the right leg and hugging that knee into the chest. Really allowing that hip to release now.
after all that work it just did. And bringing that leg to the floor, let's just take that over to the other side, bringing that left knee in tight, hugging it in. If you have a wall near you and there's enough space on it, make your way over to the wall, putting your bum in as close to the wall as you can and just letting your legs come up on the wall. If you don't have a wall, you can just put your legs up in the air, but it's really nice if you've got a wall to let them lean against the wall. And just relax into this pose, allowing your circulation to have to go in the opposite direction. It's so good for it. So good for your lymph nodes, so good really for everything. It's called the Great Rejuvenator because it really does make you feel so good when you hang out in this pose for a while. Especially if you're allowing the wall to just give you some support. Let's take 4 more breaths here. Really focusing on that breath. Staying connected with it. And then allowing the feet to drift back down onto the floor. And making your way down into your final resting pose, Shavasana. And take it whatever way you want in this pose, so either lying out flat with the palms facing upwards, or if you like to have your knees bent, feet on the earth, of course that's fine, or with your knees out, soles of the feet touching, whatever is comfortable for you. And as you get yourself into position, I'll just take this opportunity to thank you very much for coming. Well done on pulling yourself away from that beautiful sunny day to spend some time with me and with yourself, looking after your body and connecting with your mind and your body. I'll be back here again live on Friday, and I'd love to see you then. I will bid you namaste from here. And let's just begin to allow the body to absorb all of that work, all of those strange positions we put it into today. Allow it to take it in and absorb it. As you begin to let go, letting go those ankles, letting go those knees, letting go the hips and the shoulders, letting go the elbows, and the wrists. Letting go the back of the neck. Letting go that point between the eyebrows. Allowing your inner gaze to drop towards your heart center as you completely let go. Take a little time here for gratitude. Gratitude to yourself. Gratitude to each other. Gratitude to frontline workers. And for everything you have to be grateful for today. And allowing your attention to really zone in on your breath. That nice, gentle, even rhythm, ebbing and flowing. Listen to the sound, keeping that inner gaze at your heart. Begin to connect with your inner self, your true self.